Hey friends, Dr. Groovy here, Scott Grove, GroovyMusicLessons.com. Yeah, got a hold of a razor. Anyway, I had some, after the last gig I did, I had a whole bunch of rearranging I needed to do on my one-man gig rack, because I did. It just needed a lot of work to get it back to where it was the last time I did a one-man gig thing, so it's time to do more of those, so I had to get it back in shape. So I might as well show you guys what that basically is. Okay, I know I'd shown it live on a couple videos somewhere, but didn't actually bring you too much into it. And again, things are just being put through the paces, and just everything's finally working and working where I want it to. Now I just gotta put things in a place. Okay, let me get this particular piece of software closed up. Let's say I want to play this. Okay, that would put me on show the list too. So now I got the list over here that tells me all the songs that are getting ready to come up. So I just do this. Some of them are tracks I do, some are karaoke tracks. But I've got that, and then I've got a little 10-inch screen that mounts on a mic stand that's right next to me now, which is really nice. Or if you guys ever want to, do the microphone stand here for same type of thing, but for your iDevices, your Android things. Is what it's made for, and it mounts right to your mic stand. I'm sure you guys have seen them, but there it is. Mounts right on there for whatever you want to toss on it. Okay, I'm a tosser. Hey, got the Switch guitar out today. Why? Because I had to go to a couple of doctor things, and I didn't want to bring the guitar back inside here from the garage, so being there's no wood at all in it, it was safe to leave it out here. I even left all the electronics on. Why? Because it was safe to do so. Okay, so here's what I use. Computer. And to get the music to the thing, you do not use, and you don't want to use, unless you just absolutely have to, but you get like 10 times the sound if you actually pop, 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 pop. Got a few speakers in here plugged in just to see. Yeah, no headphone output because that's not a line level, and so forth. So you don't use those. What do you use, Scott? Funny you should ask. Okay, you always use one of these guys. Okay, so it's plugged in USB, and I'll show you what it is. Here's another one right here. Always have backups of everything you're going to use ready to roll. Okay, so there's my sound card, and it's USB, plugs in right here within a USB cable. Then you fashion everything as you need it. Okay, and then you just come out with your right and left here, and more junk here if you need it. Okay, there's your ends. These are your line out, so line level, not headphone level. It's not a good thing. So anyway, you come out of, again, USB right through to here. Then you take these guys, and those actually both go through. You can see one channel going here, then the red channel going here, and then coming back out these two, which then, excuse me, while I trip over my shit, go into a right and left right here. Okay, so you're actually going through these two channels of this 4-channel noise gate. Then I've got the other ones ran the same way for this little guy. So I can just turn him on, and will it just start playing? Yep. So a channel for the emergency thing, which is this, in case something was to happen with the computer. Then it's just loaded up with just a bunch of different dance tunes. So I had to recharge that. Hadn't ever charged it since the day I bought it. But except for the initial charge. So music from the computer here at line level, then over here been turned to line level in the back of the here. Okay, then we have the guitar. Okay, it does the wireless thing, and I actually have a few choices to use, but this old Nady XR61, I've probably got about a dozen of these, are my favorites when I can use them for the simple, see, VHF, that's old, for the simple reason that a 9-volt will last you a few weeks. Okay, then all my other stuff, I've got 3 more wireless brands all in another rack that, you know, Sennheiser and all kinds of other crap that don't do near that with the batteries that are put in it. You have to change them a couple times during a show. Okay, and then I've got one more. I've got a Shure one back there, and then I've got a, what's the other one? Let's see. Here's the Shure, and here's the, the Audio Technica wirelesses as well. And these little things. And another direct box. Okay, that one's for my guitar, since I used the other ones for dual stereo things. So I ran out of things on my stuff there, and then I just used my electric guitar through here, through another direct box. Okay, so you get everything without any hum or buzz. Here's my compressor. Let me get rid of the attack completely. Okay, so that stays on all the time, always. That's why it's mounted in the back here. Okay, so that is it on the back. And let's see, so the guitar signal comes out of there, goes into, of course, the wireless, out of the wireless into this amazing, I know the sun's killing me, Korg. It's their expensive one, the DTR 2000. These are great. They can do the strobe mode and all kinds of great shit. Okay, then it comes out of that and goes to this. Okay, so it's kind of what happened. This was the last thing that happened before the Johnson Millennium. So this is where everything happened before the modeling part. This is pretty much the effects part. So if you guys have a Johnson like mine, you'll recognize pretty much everything, all the way to the huge data wheel. So this was right as they were getting to it. And the reason that the Line 6 sounds like shit is because they don't have access to that. That stayed with Digitech. Okay, that's what makes everything sound groovy, and Digitech said no. But you can go ahead and buy the Johnson crap and shut it down, which is what happened. That's why you never heard from them again. So then I come out of here, and it goes into and through simply my volume pedal. It's the only pedal I use other than the Boss when I do my one-man gigs. Okay, so it goes here, then back out of here. It's snaked in a little snaky thing. And that's it, other than a MIDI cable going to the Control 1, which is exactly the same as having the Johnson J12, but minus one pedal over here. Behringer's version, even cheaper and even better, also will work with all the Johnson Millenniums, and it's got the 2 foot pedals, so it works perfect with the Millenniums, and you don't have to pay $300 or $400 for them on the used market. So these work perfectly well, and the Behringer is the best one to use if you don't have the J12. So I use simply these 5 patches. I don't need no stinking patches. So I use one which is a delay, slight slapback, totally clean here with some Verb, a blues sound, just a rock distorted sound, and my boner tone, and that's all I need for these gigs. Okay, I don't even use that as a wah. It's volume and I don't use it. Okay, so I don't have to go to other banks or anything. They're all over the place, but that's what I use. And let's see, everything here is power supplies, power supplies. Two things of power supplies. And other than that, it's just this mixer, which I actually dig for this kind of rig. Okay, and then the guitar goes, like I said, through the, after all of this goes in through the direct box, you know, out of this thing, goes into the direct box, and then goes in the channel 4 up here with the G for guitar. First channel is my vocal hardwired, and then a wireless mic for whenever I just go out and sing stuff. Then the guitar over here, because sometimes I might bring other things, ukuleles or acoustics, and just add a couple things. But this is what this is, plenty of power, and it's stereo, and if I need to go in a larger PA, just do a left and right out. But it's got two separate effects, which work really well. See how low the channels are currently. Why? Because I've got neighbors and an HOA. Okay, so that's for the what I use for my stuff, and it all runs just whichever list I'm using. I've got a whole bunch of lists programmed, and there's a couple hundred songs there, depending on if I'm doing a straight country gig or if I'm doing something that likes a lot of rock or something that's about split down the middle. Just different set lists. I just hit it and it goes, and if I have to hit pause, I will for some stupid reason, but I'd rather play it straight through. But so that's it. Okay, there's a wireless, and I always keep two straps in the guitar case that I take to everything. One's got strap locks, the other one doesn't. Why? Because some guitars do and some guitars don't have strap lock. And then I have another one in my briefcase that is actually just a strap that has built-in strap locks, but you never know what the hell you're going to get. It's kind of like what's his name? I don't have any picks out here either, but that's okay. Forrest Hump. Okay, so with no pick, that's par for the course. Okay, so that's my basic sound that I will use for everything. So there's my clean. Okay, the little slapback delay is what I use for my bridge pickup. Back to just your typical blues stuff. Let's see. Typical, my distortion, it's the only one I use. And then the boner tone. That's what I use. So if I was to be doing a typical tune, I've got the Hank Jr. on my Ready Friends thing over here. Let's see if I actually got it going. So if I was to play the guitar to it, you just actually match it to the, of course, I have the speakers on both sides of me, so those are my monitors too. So I keep them halfway between my head and halfway between what I'm doing, and that lets you know exactly how loud your guitar needs to be in ratio to the music and to your vocals and so forth, so you can hear exactly what's going on. Because if you're behind them you couldn't, and if you're in front of them you couldn't, so this way you can always just change your tones and mixes right here, which is very rare you have to do. Once it's set, I mean, it's set for a lifetime, so that's a beautiful thing. And so if I have to go along here, there. But yeah, that's what you do. Then you just sing along to it and it's all set and ready to roll. So that's just pretty much it. Okay, so just thought some of you that haven't seen that, that I haven't dished that out in a while, might want to see how I do that. So, and then I usually use 4 of these 3-way cabinets, 2 per stand, with the little T thing that goes on the top of one stand. So that's about the way we get her done, kids, and all that's really needed, just the one single rack. So, and whatever guitar you play. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you guys be groovy, and yeah, I've actually got a whole like hour-and-a-half video, of course, on how to do such things and how to do your shows and so forth, and then actual sound videos that you have to purchase. But I know there's 1 hour-and-a-half thing on here where I teach you how to do basically what I did here, but in a lot more detail. Okay, so you guys be groovy, and if I'm still awake, I'll do a video for you tonight. All right, later, bye.